I want to briefly discuss today how to cross-examine an alleged victim on a domestic assault case. And that our firm does a lot of this, so it's something we're very practiced in. And first of all, it requires a lot of preparation to do it properly. And I, as a lawyer, have to think of the themes of the chapters of my cross, and so I organize it into themes. And you want to start on a highlight. You want to start with your best material, and often the best material is that the complainant has said something to the police in a written statement or a video statement or something to another citizen that's inconsistent with what they've said in court. So during the examination chief, the Crown asks them questions, and I go, they've said something different in their statement. So I pick the best inconsistencies, I hit them with those first, and I go in descending order. If you can hit them with great material out of the gate, it puts them on their heels. Prior inconsistent statements show potentially that the witness is not being truthful. I mean, if you've said something to the police which is majorly inconsistent with what you're saying in court, obviously you're not a credible person. So that's very powerful. The next thing I think about in my themes to cross-examination are what are the improbabilities, what are the inconsistencies, the things that don't add up in her statement. And I try and present that in a leading way that makes sense where I'm trying to expose them and it doesn't make sense. I try and make it even rhetorical question that it doesn't even make sense to them. It becomes very effective if you can present this in such a way, and there's techniques for this, that even the witness is going, wow, that doesn't make sense. You can see their mind going, wow, I screwed up there in my statement, didn't I? I see that all the time when I do these type of cases. And ultimately, then, you've carefully listened to their presentation as well. You know their police statement. You're also working the statement to create further inconsistency. And things happen spontaneously in court where you can expose it as well. I won't get into techniques. It takes years to learn this stuff properly. I think it takes about 10 years, frankly, to be a good cross-examiner. I know it took me my first 10 years of career. I think I was okay, decent after 5 years. I would say after 10 years, pretty good. I maybe marginally gotten better. The returns get better after 10 years. You got to keep working, as you know, in life to get better at a skill. So ultimately, after all these things that don't add up, and by the way, motives to lie are important. In many domestic assaults where there's a defense, there's often a motive to lie. There's a custody battle over the kids. She wants the guy booted out of the house. She hates him because it was an adulterous affair. You can present this stuff and expose it, that they're biased, that they have motives to lie. And you can expose other biases as well. All with the view that you're showing, creating reasonable doubt that they're not a credible and reliable witness. And ultimately, at the end of the cross-examination, there's a rule, you don't have to do it at the end, but I tend to. There's a rule called Brown v. Dunn, an old English case, where I have to put to her kind of in a summary way my client's version of events to give her a chance to answer. But the thing about that, I know there's certain admissions that the complainant will make that are helpful, and I want to put those to her first as well. I do that within the context of Brown v. Dunn. So it's a very organized, thematic presentation, which takes hours to put together properly. There's a lot of techniques to it. When you see it done properly, it's a bit of an art form. It's not a science, it's an art form. But the whole point of it, it's not open-ended questions. I never ask a question, what happened? What happened next? How, when, where, why? I always use leading questions which suggest the answer, which they're free to say yes or no in. And I'm trying to box them into an area, okay? And if you know what you're doing, you can lead a witness down the garden path without them knowing what's going on. I liken it to the emperor has no clothes. A good cross-examiner can take a loose thread and slowly but surely unravel it to the button's completely undone. Basically, that's the bottom line. What I've seen good cross-examiners do, and it's a real art form. So there you have it. There's a quick primer on how I or any good criminal lawyer will cross-examine a complainant domestic assault case. I just want to mention that if you have a criminal charge, a domestic assault, a sexual assault, DUI, anything like that, any type of charge, a drug charge, we have offices across the province. We're in Windsor, we're in London, Kitchener, Toronto. For example, if you have a domestic assault in Toronto or you need a Toronto sexual assault lawyer, give us a shout. We have lawyers in each of these offices, and we serve all the cities in between, and we're happy to get you some free initial advice, and you can decide whether you want to hire us. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.